Boom. Alright, what's going on you guys? It's Roy, it's Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about why I believe the upcoming crash in the NFT market will skyrocket the price of Ethereum. Now, just want to say right off the bat, this is just my opinion. If you get all sad, go cry about it in the comments. But coming from an individual who's pretty much built their career playing hype cycles and playing bubbles, the NFT market, although sick, is looking pretty damn toppy at the moment, okay? And I just want to say as well, I do hold NFTs. A lot of you guys know that. I bought my first NFT back in July of 2020, so I've been in this game. I love NFTs. I think the NFT market and non-fungible token market has a very, very bright future ahead of it and a lot of staying power and a lot of longevity. These are sick. I love these things. Again, I bought this in July of 2020. I bought these in late 2020 and then early 2021, okay? These things are sick. These things do have value. I don't want to sell them though. Although I could sell them for way more profit than I bought them for, I do think these are valuable. I like them personally and I'm not going to sell them. So again, just want to reinforce the opinion for those of you who may just be like, dude, this guy did not get in on the action. And again, I didn't buy a punk when I should have. I didn't buy an ether rock when I should have, which we will cover. But this is just to talk to you guys more about Ethereum, why this upcoming correction, I'll call it, in the NFT market, in my opinion, once again, will skyrocket the price of Ethereum. So you know what? I'll just say right off the bat, I'll give you guys my thesis on this because it's extremely simple. This is because the native currency of the overall NFT marketplace is Ether. And a lot of the articles we're going to look at, you're going to see a lot of these crazy transactions. A lot of these big numbers are not done in $1.3 million, but in 400 Ethereum, okay? So Ether is the native currency of the greater NFT marketplaces. Therefore, if there is a correction, once individuals do want to liquidate and cash out their NFTs, they are going to do it in Ethereum. It's likely that once one domino falls, it's going to keep falling. That is the nature of a bubble. Again, you guys, I've played so many bubbles, so many hype cycles in my time. Things happen. Once things start happening, once the snowball starts rolling down the hill, it picks up more snow fast, okay? So things happen very fast. And once there is that liquidity crisis, and again, when there is a liquidity crisis in the NFT marketplace, there is going to be a flight to Ether because Ether is once again the native currency of the NFT marketplace, all right? So at the very end of this video, we will take a look at Ether on the charts. After going over all the articles we're going to cover, we'll take a quick look at the headlines before diving into those right after this. But at the very end of the video, we will dive into the charts and talk a little bit to you guys about my longer term projections for Ethereum. My price target here is the end of September. Let's just go October just to keep it simple. But I will give you guys my October 1st price target for Ethereum. You guys can see it right here, but I will justify a little bit. And again, considering the NFT market feels very, very toppy to me right now. Everyone and their mom is talking about it. I mean, it's freaking Jay-Z's Twitter bio is a CryptoPunk. It just seems inflated. Again, I think there's a lot of staying power here. I think NFTs, non-fungible tokens, will be here for the rest of my lifetime and maybe generations to come. But right now, we are seeing a bubble. We are seeing what is, if not now, is soon to be a peak. And again, all bull markets have corrections. It's a healthy part of every bull market is a corrective period, okay? So again, we will talk price targets for Ethereum at the very end. I just gave you guys the shtick on why I do think an NFT crash will skyrocket, is rocket fuel for the price of Ether. Probably throw that in the thumbnail or something. But again, you guys, let's take a look at some of these articles. This was more of a thought piece. This is just for fun because I wanted to take a look at some of these articles at some of these crazy price points that individuals are paying for these NFTs, okay? So we'll kick it off with this article titled Visa Jumps into the NFT Craze, Buying a CryptoPunk for 150K. We will read a few little paragraphs here just because it goes over, if you may not be familiar, just kind of ground level, intro level, what an NFT is and why they do hold value to many. I then want to take a look literally at just this headline, which is the same thing, but it is by Hypebeast. I'm going to be straight up. I love the publication Hypebeast. I love hype art. I love this conglomerate that is the hype, just media empire. But this feeds into the exact narrative that I'm trying to prove, which is this is a hype cycle, okay? So again, just to prove just the hype, just again, laying that fundamental, that base fundamental layer for the argument I'm trying to make. And then we'll take a look at this. This is a fun one, and I really did enjoy this Bloomberg opinion titled, "Let's try to make sense of that $600,000 rock NFT. Could it be that there's just too much money sloshing around?" Which I think a lot of us have thought for a long time. There is a lot of hot capital, a lot of, you could say, reckless capital floating around the markets right now. And I think this, once again, $1.3 million, which we will close it out with a bang. $1.3 million for a picture of the rock. And again, Ether rocks. We talked about those in the last NFT video. This is what an Ether rock looks like. Okay, so just try to grasp that. 1.3 mil for this bad boy right here. I mean, seems cheap. Seems cheap, huh? But again, we will close it out with that, and then we will. Oh, I should say, this is the last article that we're gonna read, and then we'll actually close out the video on the charts for ETH. I'll give you guys my price targets and rationalize those price targets. Before we do dive into the articles, I will ask you guys, if you enjoy this content, this NFT stuff is super fun to talk about. No, it's a little different than our just time on the charts and stock related content, but it's fun to talk about this stuff. And I think I hope, I should say, that you guys are interested and enjoyed as well. So please give the video a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to catch more content like this. Again, you guys, it's usually stocks, it's usually cryptos. We're usually spending the whole video on the charts, but this is fun. So subscribe if you want more of this or more chart content. And yeah, not even gonna plug the newsletter, but the link to the newsletter, to the Discord, all that good stuff is down below. If you guys want 25 bucks off the Discord link, off the private access to the exclusive Waves family Discord, YouTube 25 at checkout, that'll get you 25 bucks off. 100 bucks, so still 75 bucks, but I mean, I think it's worth it. So all those links down in the description, blockfi.com/Royce. Get some free crypto. Have your crypto make you money, all that good stuff. But let's dive into these articles, because again, this is more of a fun little video. Okay, so Visa jumps into the NFT craze. Key points. Visa said Monday it bought a CryptoPunk, one of thousands of NFT-based digital avatars, for nearly $150K in Ether. Again, Ether, the native digital currency of the NFT marketplace. An NFT, which stands for non-fungible token, is a unique digital asset designed to represent ownership of a virtual item. Kai Sheffield, head of crypto at Visa, said NFTs will play an important role in the future of retail, social media, and entertainment. I 100% agree with that. Once again, NFTs are here to stay. This is still a bubble. Okay, Visa is the latest major company jumping into the NFT craze. The payments processor said Monday it bought a CryptoPunk, again, $150K in ETH. NFT, non-fungible token. Unlike Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, NFTs cannot be exchanged like for like with the other NFTs, so they are one of ones, or one of X, one of 20, one of 100. Proponents say this makes NFTs scarce, driving up their value. NFTs have often been compared to physical collectible items like rare trading cards and works of art. So you see the good old punks down here. Again, CryptoPunks really catalyzed all this with FaZe Banks. Huge, again, phase up. FaZe Banks really catalyzed a lot of this NFT action. Logan Paul, again, a sign of the times. Influencers are leading the charge here with NFTs, and I have no problem with that. I have no issue with that. In my opinion, that's where things are moving. Clout, big clout is a perfect example of what happened a few months ago. Like, influencers direct the narrative. The more eyeballs you have on you, especially in an evolving space with so many young people involved, which is another really dangerous thing about NFTs. Like, there's going to be a lot of kids who buy these bunk projects for very, very cheap ETH. And in all honesty, the cheaper the project is, if you're out just picking up like 1 ETH worth of a bunch of NFTs, paying 1 ETH for like a whole bunch of NFTs, it's very likely that once the market does correct, I'm just going to say this right now, those are probably going to go to 0 or like 0.01 ETH, okay? So that's very important to remember. Projects like CryptoPunks, in all honesty, Ether rocks. Although I think this market will correct once again. I do not think 1.3 mil, 1.5 mil Ether rocks are going to stick around for very long. I do think that the OG projects, the projects like Ether rocks, the plays like CryptoPunks, which were given out initially years ago in 2017, one of the first NFT projects built on the Ethereum blockchain, for free. They were given out for free at first, and now they have a floor of like 150K. Okay, so again, the OG projects I do think have staying power. That said, most projects will likely go to 0, and again, that will create that demand for Ethereum in the Ethereum liquidity crisis caused by the NFT marketplace crash. Again, this is straight up this is the picture of the NFT Visa bot, I'm going to assume. But Hypebeast media conglomerate is posting about this. You see it everywhere. You see NFTs talked about all over Twitter, all over literally pretty much every podcast, every platform is talking about NFTs right now. When your grandma, this is just my rule of thumb, when your grandma, this past crypto cycle is a perfect example of it. 2017, this happened as well to me. When your grandma, when friends who haven't been, when like high school friends hit you up about it, when my 50-year-old super Hawaiian real estate agent who's showing me around houses asking me if she should buy Dogecoin is asking you about NFTs and if you should invest and where to invest in NFTs, that's usually a sign that we are reaching peak bubble. Okay, that's usually a sign that we're reaching the top of the roller coaster. We're going to come down real quick. Okay, so just keep that in mind and just be safe, be careful. If you're going to buy any NFTs, make sure the project is very original and very, like, again, these Nifty Gateway, the cool thing, this was the second project of the hundreds they've now released. This was from the second project they ever released. This is one of the first animated ones that they released, and this is the first animated one that they released. So Wavelate, I mean, the Wavelate, I'm never gonna sell this thing. I love this thing. I wish it would load, but Wavelate number 7 out of 27 is my lucky number as well. 7 out of 20 by Daryl Carey. Wish my Wi-Fi didn't freaking just act up right now. Okay, so this is Wavelate by Daryl Carey. Again, this is supposed to move as well. Come on, just move. But this moves. This is like one of the first. Okay, you see when I hover over it, it kind of moves like that. It gives that optical illusion. 7 of 20. This is 1 of 20 pieces. This is the first ever moving graphic that Nifty Gateway, which is the NFT platform owned by Gemini, the exchange. So I think it'll succeed for sure. This is the first moving image that they released, which is why I think it's very rare. You can see the last sale was for $57.50, and this happened a long time ago. I don't think anyone's selling these because they're so rare. Released on July 16th of 2020, okay? So this was released over a year ago at this point. This is a year old. It's 1 of 20. It's specifically number 7 of 20, and this is the last sale. I bought it for $250. The last sale was $5,700. I could probably sell this for, I mean, close to 10 grand now, I think. But I'm not going to, because I think it's cool. And again, I do think that these have staying power. And I trust in the longevity of this specifically. But again, you got to be careful with the small projects. You have to be careful with just everything with all of the hype that's going on in the space. And again, this is equally as much of a fun video that I just wanted to make for myself and for you guys, just a chill video to watch. It is kind of a PSA. If you're I gotta get MetaMask right now, I gotta buy some NFTs, I gotta go OpenSea, buy some NFTs. Just be careful, take a breath, maybe wait for the market to cool down a little bit, because this is probably the hottest I've ever seen a market, maybe ever. Okay, so like even hotter than crypto NFTs, the inflation that we are seeing in the NFT marketplace right now is unlike anything that I recall ever seeing ever. And I'm not saying like I'm an absolute veteran, but again, I built my career to date off trading bubbles and hype cycles, and this is as hype as it gets, okay? Between an NFT rock and a hard place. Again, I like this. This is a fun opinion piece. Who's author here? Just to give them credit. Mark Gongloff. Okay, so between an NFT rock and a hard place. Nice. For a while in 1975, the hottest toy in America was the pet rock. It was a rock you treated like a pet. It cost $4 or about $20 in today's money. Thank you, inflation. It was ridiculous, but it made its creator rich and maybe helped people forget about Vietnam and Watergate for a bit. Recently, Justin Sun, CEO of crypto platform Tron, good old Mr. Sun, bought a digital picture of a rock. It cost $611,000 or $3.1 million in 1975 money. It's ridiculous. Here's a picture of the rock he bought, which you can have for free as a treat. Okay, so that's funny. And again, this is built on the blockchain. The reason that's specific, like you're not buying a picture, you're buying the rights to this picture that is provably scarce on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so that's a pretty neat picture of a rock, I guess. But when society collapses, any pet rock will be much more useful, not only as a companion, but also as, say, a self-defense device or a makeshift wheat mill. Lots of uses for rocks. When you think about it, the picture of the rock will be gone forever. It's a good point. I'm a highly optimistic individual. I don't believe in a dystopian future personally. So, you know what? Regardless, I get the point he's trying to make. People paying the median price of a California home for an NFT of a pet rock may not be a societal crisis. Justin Sun got some relatively cheap publicity for all of his crypto whatnots, but it is a honking red light alarm that something may be badly out of whack with our markets, warns Jared Dillian. One possibility: There's too much money sloshing around out there with nowhere to go, so people feel free to bloat on pictures of rocks. It is perhaps no coincidence that the Beanie Babies bubble expanded and burst more or less in sync with the dot-com bubble 20 years ago, Jared writes. Okay, so, I mean, I think this guy nailed it on the head. I shouldn't say he nailed it on the head. I do respect this piece, and this is the way most people who are not involved with the NFT marketplace get. Like, it's like, if you know, you know. If you don't, you absolutely don't. And the majority of individuals, it's important to understand as well, even crypto is way more understood than the NFT marketplace, and it's still misunderstood. And the NFT marketplace is just like, people are looking from the outside in. Even Bloomberg journalists who like follow the financial markets for a living are looking at the NFT marketplace and some of the numbers that are bouncing around and are like, what is going on? Okay. But also, I said this in the last video, I'll say it again. In reality, the primary reason that, again, there's too much capital for sure. That is, I would say, the primary reason. If you want to really just kind of dumb it down into one sentence, there's just too much hot capital. There's too much money floating around out there. Every market's ripping. Anyone who's invested has crazy amounts of liquid right now. If you were an early investor in ETH and you just don't want to hold just ETH, a lot of those, and there's a lot of those guys. Like, I bought Ether for $30, okay? But I'm still not buying. I'm personally just not going around just buying a bunch of NFTs. There's a lot of individuals who bought ETH for $1, $2, $3 and just have massive cash stacks of Ethereum that are like, I want to diversify a little bit, and they're buying NFTs. And another very important thing to talk about, the same reason modern art has value is not just because the art's beautiful. It's great that the art's beautiful. I think artists and like the artist and the artwork itself all play a very important role in valuing art. But the primary reason wealthy individuals want modern art and want art in their portfolio is because it's a tax safe haven. Okay, and that's what we're seeing here. NFTs are completely completely unregulated asset class at this point. It is the Wild West, and therefore there is going to be a lot of room for shady play and foul play. But that's the reality of the markets, and I'm not talking shit about that at all. But that's just the reality, and that's what to keep in mind. There's just a lot of tax shielding going on here, and just, again, primarily just a lot of rampant capital flying all over the place. So let's close it out with this, and then we'll dive into the charts for ETH. Key points: clip art of a rock sold for 400 Ether, about $1.3 million late Monday afternoon. The transaction marks the latest sale of Etherock, a brand of crypto collectible that's been around since 2017, making it one of the oldest NFT projects on the block. Just spent $500,000 on a rock, the laser at Justin Sun. What a meme god. Founder of Tron, if you don't know. Clip art of a rock just sold for 400 Ether, about 1.3 M, late Monday afternoon. The transaction marks the latest sale of Etherock, a brand of crypto collectible that's been around since 2017. Again, you guys, although I do think that this market is going to pull back tremendously, I do still think projects like Etherrocks and CryptoPunks and a few select other projects definitely have staying power over the long term. And again, it's just originality. Are they early? Are they OGs? If you guys played RuneScape, this is the blue party hats. This is the party hats. Like the CryptoPunks and the Etherrocks are the party hats and the Christmas crackers of RuneScape. If you guys don't get that, that makes no sense. But if you do, let me know in the comments down below. Etherock, as the name implies, JPEG of a cartoon rock built and sold on the Ethereum blockchain. There are only 100, so these are 1 out of 100. And that scarcity is a part of what's driving up the value. It's not just the scarcity. You can make 1 of 100 of everything. You can make a 1 of 1, and it couldn't be worth anything because it's not OG. Again, look how dumb these are. Like, look how just these. There's no complexity to these either. Not even like CryptoPunks. You want to talk trash about CryptoPunks and how generic they are? Look at this. Again, it's not just the scarcity. It's the fact that this is one of the first projects built on chain. That, in my opinion, if you're looking to buy anything for the long haul, again, be careful right now. But if you're thinking about buying anything for the long haul, look for an OG project. Honestly, I would just say Etherrocks or CryptoPunks if you're thinking really long term. Okay. So, what are these rock picks good for? According to Etherock's website, these virtual rocks serve no purpose beyond being able to be bought and sold and giving you a strong sense of pride in being an owner of one of the only 100 rocks in the game, close parenthesis. That would be a smiley face. So, this is, again, that's the creators of these $1.3 million rocks. Following this latest sale, the new price floor for an Etherock NFT has been raised to $1.02 million. 2 days ago, the cheapest rock went for $300K. And 2 weeks ago, it was so we saw in 2 weeks a 10x in value of the floor of these rocks. So again, 2 weeks ago, just under 100K. Today, the floor for an Ether rock is $1.02 million. That is a bubble, and that's why Ether is going to go up when the bubble crashes. Okay, so straight up, you guys, I do think, just from a rough technical perspective, because this video is going a little long, it was fun to talk about, I'll probably make a separate video like when I think ETH will hit 5K. But just give you guys a heads up right now, I think ETH could get really close to 5K, definitely break new all-time highs by early to late mid-October, because I do think that this very, very significant trend line right here, once previous support, new resistance, kind of median trend line for Ethereum, that I do believe will come into play. Again, maybe with the help and catalyst of a lot of people wanting to flee the profits from their CryptoPunks. Again, creating that liquidity crisis and ultimately demand for Ether. Let's just go. When will this hit 5K? $5,002, 5,100. Hit the line. Let's go a little lower than that. Right there. We'll call that 5K. That would be October 15th. So I do have an October 15th, mid-October price target, about a month and a half out. Price target of 5K for Ether. I think we could see a $5,000 Ethereum new all-time highs by mid-October, especially going into the holidays. You guys know that the holidays, the winter months, are usually the most promising for risk growth asset classes, which cryptocurrency is, of course, one of. And if we do see a $5,000 Ether in mid-October, that is going to be very, very bullish for the winter months to come. Merry Christmas, you guys. Happy holidays. Let me know in the comments down below if you hold NFTs, if you agree with this, if you've been crying this whole video, and if you're sad that the NFT marketplace might crash. And again, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe this just keeps going to the moon, to Mars, intergalactic. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Had a fun time in, recording this one for you. And again, I hope you enjoyed it. So I'll talk to you guys downstairs. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace, guys.